Ever notice how motivation fades after the initial excitement? How you start something, you feel super motivated, but 1 week in, 2 weeks in, the motivation is not there anymore, and now it's just discipline. Well, in this video, I'll actually talk about how to create more motivation and actually mix the two to achieve those goals of yours. But before talking about all of that, who am I? My name is Wesley, and my mission is to help prevent 1,000 men from killing themselves because of porn addiction. It's really getting to suicidal thoughts because of this one addiction. These are my type of videos, and if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. I want to ask you a question. Do you think that someone that has big goals in life, he wants to get rich? Do you think this person will be able to accomplish his goal if he can't work? I'll let you some time to think, but the answer to this is no. He won't be able to reach his goal of being rich if he can't work on his things. He can't focus on his things and can't accomplish anything. So, in order for you to reach those goals, you need to work. You need to be able to fully concentrate on those tasks of yours and be able to accomplish them. But in order for you to be able to accomplish them, you need to be free of distractions, free of the power of your phone, free from the control that social media has on you, and essentially free from your porn addiction. This is the thing that's preventing you from actually making it right now. It's preventing you because it's actually being against you. It's taking time away, it's taking money away, it's taking your energy away, and most importantly, it's taking your concentration away, your focus. You can't actually focus on your task that you have to do if every time you have to work, right before going to work, you go in the bathroom and you fap, you waste all of your semen, all of your energy down in the toilet. If it's been much time since you tried to quit, and you feel like you can't, you tried everything but nothing worked, first thing down in the description, you never tried that, because you would be free. And that, I'll continue directly with the video. I'll draw you a typical scenario. You start to read online about specific things that says that porn isn't good for you, and that porn has all these bad benefits, all these things, these consequences that prevents you from actually reaching the top of your life. You read a book, you hear a video saying that no fap is good, or that just fapping in general in life isn't good for you because of this and this. You hear that, and this brings you motivation. You hear a motivational talk from someone that says that you have to quit porn in order to reach the goals of your life. So you are full of motivation and you decide to start your recovery journey. The motivation is there, day 1. Day 2, the motivation is still there. 1 week in, the motivation starts to fade. And 2 weeks in, the motivation is not there anymore. Now, what keeps you on this track is only discipline. You feel no longer motivation. And this isn't just for your recovery journey, right? You can see this in everything that you start. When you start going to the gym, you think about, oh yeah, I want to build those muscles. Yeah, I want to be healthy. I want to lose weight. So you have these big goals, you have this big motivation. But you start going to the gym, and what happened? You go a full week, and then it's already great. You're kind of looking in the mirror, seeing the results, saying, oh yeah, I'm built up, everything. What happened? You go 2 weeks. Now, kind of less enjoyable, kind of less motivation. Now it's more of a discipline. You go the 3rd week. What happened the 3rd week? Oh, every day it starts to feel a little bit harder to go. Now you don't feel motivation anymore. It's just discipline. So it's already just discipline. You don't look in the mirror as much. You don't see the gains that you want to see because the process is now slower. And as you know, the progress is always faster at the beginning, so the first few days, and after it slows down. It slows down a bit, but you have to push through. And once you push through, now you're going to accomplish the bigger things where you get these big goals. When you go to the gym for the first month is always there where you're making the biggest gains because it's new. You're just trying the gym, so the gains that you get big muscles directly and everything. Big muscles. You get a big kind of pump, right? But after the first month, you can go 5 months without actually seeing big gains, right? It's little by little. And it's up until maybe the 7th month that now you see kind of, oh yeah, I actually improved. I can kind of see my veins and everything. It's the same in recovery. The first month, actually the first 2 weeks, or the first week is actually the easiest because you just fapped. So you kind of still have in your mind, oh okay, I just fapped, I can actually go at least 1 day without fapping, right? Because I just fapped yesterday. So today I won't fap. And now you kind of get big motivation, okay, I went 1 day without fapping. But what happens 2 days in? Still motivated. 3 days in, motivated. 4 days, you kind of start to have less motivation. And by the days that goes by, you kind of want more and more to go and fap again because now it's been more and more days since the last time you fapped. And what happened? You relapse at a point because you no longer have motivation and your discipline isn't strong enough to actually make you able to go through all of that. But as I did many researches, I found out that a way to keep this motivation high and actually kind of rebirth this motivation is to set smaller goals. So take a big goal and create smaller steps in it. And every time you reach a goal, this will bring you motivation to actually reach the next goal. So in example, for the recovery, you might say, okay, first goal is to reach 3 days because you know that after 3 days, it's becoming harder for you to actually go and continue. So the first goal is reaching 3 days. And you kind of do this in a checklist, right? You have this big checklist of every day in order for you to reach 1 month. The 1 month is your big milestone. All right. So what happened? You kind of separated, okay, each week of the month, but now you have to put sub goals. So what happened? Okay, between the 1 week, 3 days is good. So 3 days, 1 week, then 15 days. No, not 15, it's impossible. 10 days, then 2 weeks. Okay, 20 days, then 3 weeks. Well, 20 it's not crazy because 3 weeks is 21. But you get what I mean, right? You have to put goals in between each big goals. And these big goals are for a big goal milestone. By doing this, every time you achieve this goal, you feel proud of yourself, first of all. And this brings you motivation because you're kind of motivated to go reach the next goal. Because remember, the last time that you tried to quit, you went maybe 3 weeks without fapping. So you kind of checklist a lot of your achievements. And you can't be the guy that does worse right now, right? You have to actually at least improve yourself a little bit. So now instead of doing 3 weeks, 21 days, you go 22 days without fapping. But now, you're on your goal, it's written, you have to go 24 days. So what's the point of going 22 days if you do 24 and you reach the goal? So you might actually just do 24 at that point, right? So you reach 24 and at 24 maybe you relapse. But it's great. First of all, you learn why you relapse. You learn the lesson that you have to learn. Then what happened? You set new goals. Okay, I reached 24, so now I have to do at least 25. But what happened? 28 is 4 weeks. And you set yourself 4 weeks. So instead of doing 25, you might just continue 3 more days and do 28 to reach the 4 goals, the 4 week goals. So you kind of see that it can help you progress even further and bring you extra motivation to reach those goals. Because after you see, it's the first time I checked Murdered. Before I wasn't able to reach that point, but now I can see my progress. Because I keep track on my progress, I can see how far I've been. A good way also that I mention a lot to my clients is to actually give yourself a reward for accomplishing these goals. So for example, reaching for a week, it's great, right? Can give yourself a reward, maybe going outside and eating out if that's what brings you pleasure. But the reward cannot be fapping because yes, someone at a point said this to me. Said, oh, I went 3 days without, no, not 3 days, it was 3 weeks. I went 3 weeks without fapping and my reward was that I can fap. That's not the reward, right? It's not even a reward. You're actually sending yourself back of progress and actually restarting the whole progress over. So that can be your word, but anything else can pretty much be. Just don't do any addiction, right? You can maybe, if you really like playing video games, well, maybe that if you successfully go 4 weeks without fapping, you can play a full day of video games without working on boring things, right? This could be like a reward that you set yourself, and this will kind of bring you extra motivation, because you know that, hey, if I successfully go 20 days without fapping, I said that I would buy myself this new phone. So now you have a big reason to actually go 20 days. And you know that if you don't reach those 20 days, you won't buy yourself this new phone. And you really want this new phone. So what happened? There is way more chances that you actually reach those 20 days because you want that phone. Now, as you may have guessed, being with other people is also a great source of motivation. Other people are kind of great motivators in certain things. And what happened is that they might share that, oh, they're on day 25 right now and you are on day 23. But you kind of see, hey, he's only 2 days ahead. If he relapses, then he will be under me. So I need to stick to his ass and I need to not let him go so I can surpass him. And now you have this kind of competitive mindset that comes in, and this brings you extra motivation. Now you have to keep moving forward because you want to surpass him. And the only way for you to be able to surpass him is that he relapses and you don't. So you keep moving until the point where you surpass yourself because you reached a new limit, and you surpass him because he relapsed and you didn't. So now you're the leader, and now you're the one leading the whole group because you're the farthest and you never relapsed. And by continuing this pattern where you bring yourself motivation, you bring new goals, so you keep building motivation and you have big self-discipline, so you stick to what you say and actually go through your recovery journey. You have to focus yourself on learning, focus yourself on actually having new thoughts, and focus on self-improvement. And all this new learning, this self-improvement, these new experiences that you will feel in your recovery journey, these can be also source of motivation because you start to realize that, hey, I know so little compared to all of what there is to learn. And this experience of learning something new is so refreshing and so good for yourself that this can also bring you new motivation. Oh, I can't wait until my new relapse to know what made me relapse this time, so I can learn from this relapse, and I know that the next time after that I will be free forever because I won't have any reason to relapse or things like that, right? This brings you extra motivation, and with motivation and discipline you will make it out of this porn addiction. On that, I'll actually ask you to take care of yourself. Mwah.